In FM, we all want to have a tactic that helps us win the league, whether it be with a big club like Man City or with an underdog like RC Lens. We want good possession, loads of goals from our striker, and a good amount of creativity and assists coming from our best playmakers. Well, today, I have a tactic that does just that. So with this tactic, I decided to test with 3 different clubs, those being Manchester City, RC Lens, and AS Roma. And starting off with Man City, they absolutely smoked the competition, finishing on 100 points in the league with a 96 goal differential, scoring 131 goals on the season. 10 of those goals coming against Newcastle alone. Not only did they have most shots for with 970, but they were also in second for fewest shots against with 385. They were in best pass completion ratio at 86%, most possession with 58%, and had 16 clean sheets while only conceding 35 goals. Player-wise, Erling Haaland smoked everyone, having 52 goals, with the next highest being Alexander Mitrovic with 19. Assist-wise, having the top 4 players, 3 of which all had 14 assists. Having the top 3 players with the most key passes in Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and Sergio Gomez. Along with having 9 players in the squad register double-digit assists. Now going to RC Lens, they ended up winning league out on 91 points, just beating out PSG, which is very impressive, especially for a underdog type team, which I mentioned previously. But they had 95 goals for, which is second most to PSG. But just like Man City, they registered the most shots, while also at least being in top 5 for fewest shots against, while also registering 86% passing and averaging 60% possession, which was more than Manchester City. And they finished joint first by conceding the fewest goals in the league at 35, which same amount of goals that Man City conceded. Then Jimmy Cabot had 19 assists in the league campaign, which he was injured for the last month of it, so he easily could have broken the 20 assist mark. And there were 3 RC Lens players in key passes, Jimmy Cabot being number 1 with 162. And Bryce Samba, the Lens goalkeeper, was joint first for conceding the fewest goals. But when it comes to overall goals and overall assists for RC Lens, everyone contributed in any way that they could, because it required a total team game for them to pull off winning the league over PSG. Now for AS Roma, they ended up finishing in 4th, which for them is pretty solid. Now for them, they did finish with the most goals scored within the Serie A with 92, but they weren't even in the top 8 for fewest conceded, because they had a much more leakier defense than RC Lens and Man City. However, they did have 3 players within the top 8 for most goals scored, those being Tammy Abraham, Andrea Bellotti, and Paulo Dybala. And they also had 2 players in for most assists, one of those being Lorenzo Pellegrini with 21. And he also made an appearance along with Paulo Dybala for most key passes, but Lorenzo Pellegrini having 161 compared to Dybala's 118. So as we can see with this tactic, there is a pattern between all 3 teams. Spread out goal scoring, spread out playmaking ability, and there is a necessity for a strong defense. So now let's take a look at the tactic, shall we? If you wish to download this tactic, I'll be linking my Discord down below in the description, which is where I will be uploading the tactic to, so that is where you can download it from. So here we have the 3-4-1-2 Witcher, which has 2 roles that I have not used whatsoever this year in any of my tactics, those being the Regista and the Enganche. And the Enganche specifically will really surprise you. So starting up top, we've got an advanced forward on attack with a pressing forward on attack as well, followed by the Enganche. We got 2 wingers on support out wide, box-to-box midfielder on support. We got a Regista sitting in that defensive mid role, but slightly asymmetric. And then we got a flat back 3 of ball-playing defenders on defend with a sweep keeper on support. The advanced forward has shoot more often added. Same with the pressing forward on attack. The Enganche has shoot more often and get further forward. Both wingers on support have crosses aimed at center, shoot more often and get further forward. The box-to-box midfielder on support has crosses aimed at the far post, shoot more often, get further forward, and move into channels. The Regista has shoot more often and get further forward. The ball-playing defenders on the outside of that central ball-playing defender both have stay wider, and that central ball-playing defender was left as is. And the sweep keeper on support was also left as is. This tactic can be played with a balanced, positive, or attacking mentality. I would suggest going either balanced or attacking, but if you don't feel overly confident that your team can pull off playing attacking just yet, then definitely feel free to go positive so that you have a little bit of more attacking prowess to your side with this tactic. Now when we're in possession, we play with a fairly narrow attacking width, play out from the defense, work the ball into the box, use little crosses in the final third, shorter passing directness, and slightly higher tempo. When in transition, we counter press and counter, distribute quickly to the center backs. And once we are out of possession, we use a high press line of engagement with a standard defensive line, more often trigger press intensity and trap to the outside. Now a real quick tip about this tactic with the enganche really likes to be the creator, the facilitator for your side. And the description backs it up. The enganche is the side's prime creator, a hook that joins midfield and attack and operates behind the strikers, and a playmaker who sticks to his position and becomes a pivot to his team as they move around him. Unlike the trequartista, it is a more stationary role as the enganche acts as the focal point instead of moving around into larger areas of space. So you're definitely going to want a big time playmaker, such as a KDB, who can really be that player that everyone just revolves around, especially when you have a striker as good as Erling Haaland or Alois Openda over at RC Lens. So when implementing this tactic, make sure that in that enganche role, you have one of your best playmakers in that role. But now let's take a look at how it performs within the match engine. So as we can see from those highlights, great goal scoring ability, great creativity as well. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button? And once again, if you guys would like to download this tactic, please feel free. Go to my Discord, which is linked down below in the description, and that is where you guys will be able to find it and download it from. But until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.